Hi everyone, it's Donna at withinbirdie.com. How is everybody's Tuesday night? How was everybody's weekend? I hope you all had an amazing weekend and got lots and lots of stitching done, because that sounds like a really good weekend to me. I love weekends where all you have to do is like one or two things that only takes like an hour or so, or those weekends where you have nothing you need to do and you put on a movie, like a mini series or something like that. My go-to is I have two go-tos, and I want to say they're like 5 or 6 hours long, but one is the 10th Kingdom. I love the 10th Kingdom. And the other one is Tin Man with Zoe Deschanel. And I'll just sit and watch those for like, I don't know, 5, 6 hours, however long they are, and just sit there and stitch all day long. Those are like the best weekends. At least I think they are the best weekends. I would love to know what your guys' go-tos are. Movies. So total side note. Hi, Brittany. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Karen. You know, I mean, like, you know, those stupid questions. What are we going to have for dinner? Those stupid questions. Or what are we going to watch? That stupid question. So we kind of made a game of it because everything's funner. It's not a word. Better. Everything's better when you make a game out of it, right? Hi, Monica. So we first, this was so much fun. This is a great tip if you are trying to find movies to watch. Hello, Julie. So we would like watch a movie, and then whoever was in it, we had to find another movie with a person in it. So like we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then we watched Dirty Dancing because it had Jennifer Grey, and then we watched Ghost because it had Patrick Swayze, and then we watched something else with Demi Moore in it, and that's how we like jumped our movies, was finding movies that had other actors in them and then watching a movie with that actor in it. And it worked out really, really well. It totally eliminates the what are we going to watch. And then we went into, and that works like on all platforms. You can do, you know, Prime Video, Netflix, whatever. This is totally off the subject of Witchy Stitchy, but it's not necessarily, because, you know, what are you going to watch? It's like, it's a thing, you know, because you stitch and you either listen to some music or you listen, or you watch a movie or a show, or you listen to an audiobook. At least that's what I do, because I need the distraction. I'm definitely one of those people that doesn't have a silent house. I need things going on. You forgot there was live today. Yay! Yes, watch while you're cooking supper. I love it. So then we went into our Prime Video, and we went to the very first movie we ever bought, and then we've just been going through our list from the very first, and we'll like go and we'll like, yeah, I don't want to watch that, and we'll jump. But we are probably into the last 15 movies that we purchased. So anyway, it's a really great way to jump movies is to pick actors in them and jump to other movies based on the actor that was in it. And you can pick, you know, any actor, or go through your Prime list and systematically go through it. Because okay, so last week, I haven't said hi to everybody. Hi, Elder Mary Jo, Ivy, Annika. I had a day off today, so I've been watching TLC. Yes! No. Watch till, oh. Yay. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Marilyn. It just popped up for you. Yay, I'm glad. So last week I gave like 10 motivational tips on how to stay or get motivated, and one of them was to make that goal of, oh, I'm just going to stitch for one episode of a TV show or sitcom or whatever. I'm gonna stitch, for one movie, and then when that show's over, you're done. You can step away from your stitching. When supper is done, I'm gonna watch Flight Plan. Ooh, I've never even heard of that one. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. Ooh, I like it. I I like have in my little brain, I kind of feel like I have the same movies and shows on rotation and stuff. There's other movies I like, but there's like those favorites that I always watch. So I started doing a thing where I only watch them X amount of times a year, or obviously specific times a year. Like I always watch Titanic in April. Always watch Titanic in April. And so then they're more special instead of watching Titanic every night or whatever. They're more specialer, whatever that word is. So, and then like as far as sitcoms go, I do like. Well, I have a very I don't like a lot of sitcoms because I'm very selective in my humor. I'm not a big SNL type humor. So I'm very selective in TV shows. Plain. Oh, okay. If you're a mom, it might not be the best movie to watch. It's about a woman whose daughter goes missing on a plane. Okay. What was it called? Flight Plan. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to check it out. I may have to do a post where we all list our favorite stitching movies. And then that way it gives everybody else ideas of what to watch. Because that's a really great idea. Okay, so let's talk Witchy Stitchy. And then I'm going to talk about motivation. So, I didn't even bring it up. We have 384 people signed up for Witchy Stitchy. Oh, that just makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so to sign up for Witchy Stitchy, I just turn on Planet Earth and watch them all the way through. I like it. I do have a thing about commercials. I can't handle commercials, so I do like to either DVR it or whatever. Funny story. We were watching, I don't remember what we were watching, but this was like a while ago. I think my granddaughter was maybe 3. We were watching something and she kept asking, who keeps stopping it? Who keeps doing this? And I realized she has no idea what a commercial is. Because it took me probably 3/4 way through the movie to realize that she didn't know what a commercial was. Kind of made me laugh. I did like HGTV. I could just sit there and watch that all day. I used to. Again, I'm pretty selective. Thank you so much. You guys, last week, I don't know what the heck. I got the headache. I woke up with it on Wednesday morning, and it did not go away until Friday afternoonish, which sucked because I had my grandkids Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So my husband and my son had to deal with them. Discovery Plus, and there are no commercials. Ooh. But anyway, yeah, it finally went away, which was good. I haven't had a migraine like that in a long, long time. My 20s and 30s were very, very migraine. The world revolved around migraines. So, but now they're not my biggest problem. But I am feeling better. So I apologize for not having a live last week. So, okay. Hide. If I could stay on topic, that would be different. That would be different. You listen to books. I listen to books too. I used to be very, very TV centric, very, very TV centric. But about 2 years ago, I got into audiobooks and I listen to them like all day long. So my TV is like hardly ever on, except at nighttime now, because I'm always listening to a book because I love them. Trying to find a new book is very difficult though. Okay, so let's talk about Witchy Stitchy. Okay, so to sign up, you will log into your embroidery.com account, or you will create an embroidery.com account. Once you come here to this page, here, let me show you how you get to this page. Crime podcasts. Or what's that one? What was that one that I used to watch? It was called Snapped. Oh, I love Snapped. It's about women that, snap. You can just click here onto this logo, or you can go into hand embroidery, community and education, hand embroidery blogs, and Donna's needlework blog. And then go into, obviously it's right here, but it's also under challenges and stitch alongs. And then you can go right to the Witchy Stitchy challenge. And then once here, you will just click this participate button, and then it will change to participating, and now you're signed up. So what do you have to do once you're signed up? You need to stitch at least 30 minutes every day. This can be broken up into however you need it broken up into, or you can do just 30 minutes at a time. You can do more than 30 minutes, but you need to do at least 30 minutes. And then to stay accountable, you need to do a before and after picture. And it will look something like, this. No, that's not, it'll look like this. So you'll have your before picture, your after picture. You will write, so it'll look like this. You'll write the name of the designer, name of the design. You'll write day, like on Friday, you'll write day 1. And then for your hashtag, it'll be hashtag Witchy Stitchy, which I should have. It'll be hashtag Witchy Stitchy 2021. There, I just put that up. So it'll look like this. So, and then eventually it'll be yesterday's after will be today's before. So you only really need to take one picture a day. So you'll do that. Then okay, what else? Okay, you can work on any needlework project you want to work on. I had several people ask that. You do not have to work on Halloween. Yeah, absolutely. Can we keep rolling with the summer stitching? You can keep with the DDD 2021, Donna's Double Dare 2021, the hashtag summer stitching, and the hashtag keep stitching as well. So you can do all of those hashtags. Yes. I've had several people ask, do I have to do Halloween? No, you can do anything you want, any design you want, any designer you want, any needlework type you want. It needs to fall under the needlework umbrella. Basic embroidery, cross stitch, Hardinger, punch needle, wool applique, gold work, black work, anything that has a canvas or fabric, yarn or floss, and a needle. Latch hook counts, plastic canvas counts, perforated paper counts. Things that don't count is like crocheting, knitting, tatting, bobbin lace. I mean, that's still needlework, but it's not our needlework. So anything under that umbrella. You can do a brand new project if you want. You can do a 20-year-old project if you want. You can work on one project for the whole month, or you can work on multiple projects for the whole month. Just as long as you make sure you take a before and after picture of that project. Now, if you work on more than one project a day, So let's say you work on 2 projects for the day, then you'll need to post 4 pictures with, why does my face itch? With the name of the design and the name of the designer for each of them, which is totally fine. Yeah. What other questions did I see? Let's see. Can't wait for the Witchy Stitchy. I have a question. Do I have to do the same project? No. Yeah, I mean, like, it's really cool if somebody does do like one project through a whole month because you can see the amount of progress they make. But, you know, like for myself, I have downstairs and upstairs projects, you know, so I don't have to carry my projects around the house. So, then, you know, I'm working on 2. I'm going to do a new start. It is fun to do a new start because then you can see exactly how much you get done in that whole, oh, you're very welcome. For the whole month, you see how much 930 minutes can accomplish, because it's incredible. Just the amount of progress that you can make is amazing. It's like amazing. You know, if you do a bunch of small projects, that's really cool too, because you get that finish high over and over and over again. And finishing is a high. It's a high. There's not a better sound in the whole wide world than taking it off the scroll frame. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This will be your 3rd year. Ah, yay. Oh, yes, 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 yes. If you don't have Facebook, so for those of you on YouTube, if you don't have Facebook, you could always email me your updates. So yeah, definitely email them to me. You can email them to me at donna@embroidery.com. Do I have a banner with my email? Right there. So yes, you can email them to me at donna@embroidery.com and they will still count. I am pushing to finish the cabin so I can start a new one. Oh, yeah. Well, you've got 4 days. Friday. What was I going to say next? Oh, yeah, that. You can miss 4 days. You can miss 4 days and still qualify. Why does my face itch? Okay. You can miss 4 days and still qualify for our Witchy Stitchy trophy. This was our first Witchy Stitchy trophy in 2019. Cute little moon and hat. And then this was last year's trophy. Little boo-boo Stitch. He's got the hat on. The little sign that says Witchy Stitchy. And then a little needle in his hand. I probably won't show you this year's until the end of the month. It's your 3rd year too? Yeah! That makes me so happy. Yay. I can't believe we've been doing this for 3 years, because it feels like we just started this. It feels like we just did this, you know, like I just can't believe it's been 3 years since we started this. Oh, really? It's your 3rd year too? Yay! You haven't missed a challenge? Oh, yay! I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, what else? Oh, okay, the tricks. There are 5 tricks that I want you to do. The 4 of them are optional. 1 of them is mandatory. So you can do them anytime throughout the month. You can spread them out. You can do them all the first of the month, so you get them out of the way. However you want to do them. Trick 1 is I want you to write what needlework has taught you. Besides stitching skills, whether it's organization. Holy crap! Okay, that word, skills, it taught you how to, you know, organize your flask. There, I finally said it. Holy crap. Or for myself, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I keep touching my face. It totally itches. For myself, it's perfection. Well, that perfectionism isn't the goal. You know, whether I make a mistake or you know, I change the color, which I love changing colors. My piece does not need to look like the cover, like the picture on the cover of the pattern. Whether you know I change the fabric or you know, specifically for me, mistakes. If I make a mistake, it might be okay to leave it in because it's what makes mine unique. Second is I want you to take a piece out of your finish stash. If you don't have a finish stash, that's okay. You don't need to do this one. But if you have a finish stash, like I do, with lots of them, I want you to take a piece out of there and I want you to complete it. Whether that means you self frame it or professional frame it or make a wall hanging or a pillow or turn it into a bell pull or however it is that you finish it, I want you to complete a project from your finish stash. Next, I want you to take a picture of your favorite stitching that you have either done or received and write a little story about why it's your favorite and what it means to you. And if you can't decide on a favorite, you can do two of them because I have two of them. So I will be doing two of them. You taught me years ago that I could, I'm thinking that said mix things up. Until then, I never thought of changing colors. It's true. I got this years and years ago. We called it the cross stitch police because for some reason in our head, the you know what's on the pattern are rules. They're not instructions. They're not guides. They are rules that have to be followed, and there's no deviation from them. But wait a minute. There is no such thing as cross stitch police. I can change it if I want to. I have the power. and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's really funny because when you walk around my house, you can definitely see when I realized that, well, two things. When I realized I could change up whatever I wanted to change up, and when I found hand-dyed fabric. Because before then, it's all, well, what did the pattern call for? And that's what I did it on. And then hand-dyed fabric came around and it was like, oh, whole new game changer. And I love super high contrasting fabrics and designs. So I really like that drama. So I love, love, love hand-dyed now. I love it. I love it. I will hardly ever do a piece on what it calls for. Like hardly ever. Okay. So anyway, yes, your favorite project. I want you to write a story about why it's your favorite and what it means to you. And this can be on a piece that you stitched yourself or that you were gifted, if you were gifted a piece. Okay. So next, I want you to try something that scares you. I want you to try some kind of specialty fiber, whether it's hand-dyed, if you've never done hand-dyed, whether it's metallic, whisper, Arctic rays, glow-in-the-dark, suede, silk, whatever it is. Go check out all the floss that we carry and try something you've never tried before. And, you know, add it to your piece if you want to. Try a couple of stitches. Whatever it is, I want you to try something that scares you. Because you won't know you love it until you try it. That's how I was with metallic. Honestly, I wasn't intimidated by metallic. I hated metallic because it was so hard to work with. Well, number one, I was working with blending filaments. Blending filaments kind of suck. If your pattern calls for blending filaments, tell it no and just use a size 4. If it calls for a acrylic blending filament, just be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a size 4 because it sucks. And then make sure you use the little blue box of awesomeness, Thread Magic, because once you use this for your metallic, you will love metallics. Then let's see, what's my last one? My last one is that Halloween is on a Sunday and it's a mandatory stitch day. So you have to stitch your 30 minutes on Halloween. And that is the only mandatory one. And that is the Witchy Stitchy. And then after the Witchy Stitchy, so it's gonna end October 31st, we're still gonna continue my dare. Now, my dare came about at the end of the summer stitching challenge, and it was a way for me to keep that medium. You know, I had so many people saying, oh yeah, I haven't stitched since Love to Stitch, or I haven't stitched since the last Witchy Stitchy, or I haven't stitched since the summer stitching. And I wanted that stopgap. And of course, it can't be a challenge because we have our challenges. So it's a dare, and the dare is for you to try and stitch every day. I did not say 30 minutes. I did not say how many stitches. I stitched today. Yay! My goal is for you to try and stitch and post. I would love for you to post, but try and stitch every single day. There's nothing to sign up for the Donut's Double Dare, and there's nothing to win. It's just a dare for me to you, for you to try and stitch every day. So last week I came up with the 10, my 10 tips on how to get and stay motivated. I added this to our files right here. So you just go to more, go to files, and you can actually print this out. It's a PDF that you can print out. But I went through and I asked just the other day what everybody else's, how they keep themselves motivated. And there's some great ones. Mary Grace says that she likes to enter things into the fair. And so her goal is 1 entry a month. So she's probably doing smaller projects that she can get done in a month. So she wants to be able to enter into the fair. So that's her goal that keeps her motivated to stitch. Chelsea, she said that the designer of her current pattern double dog dared her into making the whole pattern out of metallic. Now, I have been known to dare people to do similar things. I've had one lady that I was like, you should do this all in beads. And we went through and we converted the whole thing into beads. One of my favorite tip was a cross stitch buddy, or a stitching buddy. And I like this one because it's too purposeful, because you're encouraging each other to stitch, and you're encouraging each other, and so you get motivation off of each other. There are 4,500 of us or something like that, so a stitching buddy should be easily found. And whether you message each other and be like, hey, did you stitch today? Or whether when you post, you do a shout out to your stitching buddy. Hey, did you post today? I didn't see your post. And that's all it takes. Just a, hey, did you stitch today? I track my stitches in a journal. Okay, I love journals. I think that's an amazing way. Not only is it an amazing way to motivate yourself, but it's a great way to keep a record of your stitching. I mean, I've been stitching for 30 plus years, and I have forgotten complete pieces. I did the Pearl Fairy, Mirabelle's Pearl Fairy for my daughter. Don't remember stitching at all. I mean, like my kids are adults now, but when they were at home, I wasn't one of those parents that were like, clean your room or whatever. It was their room. If they wanted to leave it a mess, it was a mess, whatever. I didn't live in it. And so therefore I never really went into their rooms either. And so I had went into my daughter's room, and it was on the wall, and I was like, did I stitch that? Yeah, you did. Of course you did. And I don't even remember stitching it. So a stitching journal is a great way not only to motivate yourself, but to document what you've done. And and then you can go back and look and be like, wow, I've done a lot. That's cool. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many pieces I finished in the 30 years because I didn't keep record of it. And, in the beginning, I gave away a ton. I would say 95% of the stuff I stitched in probably the first 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I gave away completely and it wasn't even to family, to people, other people. I use an app on my phone that counts the stitches. You just hit 10,000. That's awesome. You'll have to tell us what the app is because that's really cool. I love it, love it, love it. I think if you use Pattern Keeper, it obviously it counts your stitches too, which is great. Let's see, what are some of the other ones? Challenges really motivate. We all have that thing. We all have that thing where we need our hands moving. We can't just sit. We need our hands moving. And so stitching is a great way to do that. It's a great way to do that. Markup XP on the phone. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Let's see, what were some of the other ones? Okay, let's talk about this one. She says that she alternates between stitching, crocheting, plastic canvas, and I completely agree with that. Hey, Teresa, I agree. If you are in a rough spot with a project or you're not motivated on a project, jump ship. Go to a new project. Go to a different craft. If you've been cross stitching a lot, jump over and crochet something small. If you're working, especially if you're working on a big project, like a heaven and earth or a full coverage piece, jump and go do a smaller project. Carrie is a great example of this. She's working on this big cabin, but if you notice that she has done smaller projects as well, it's because you kind of do get in a rut when you're working on a big project. You get like so focused in that you're just like not excited about stitching it. So in order to keep that excitement and keep that motivation going, you jump and do a smaller project. That's probably why, no, it's not. The reason why I have a project and a project down upstairs and downstairs call them lazy. But it still gives my brain that difference of project. So I'm not just brown again or whatever. Well, in Carrie's case, blue again. So yeah, if you're struggling with a project, put it in timeout and jump and go do another project or go do another craft because your little brain needs that. It needs that jump. It needs that excitement for that new thing. That's why we have lots of UFOs and works in progress. For me, forcing myself, encouraging myself to stitch 100 stitches on a project every day. That's a great one. That's a really great one. If you were like, hey, I have to stitch this section today and then I'm done. And that's what I said about like the episode. You have to stitch for 29 minutes of an episode of a show or 4 chapters in your book or whatever, because it gives you that end time. And you're like, oh, I don't have to stitch all night or whatever. Not that you don't want to, but it gives you something to look forward to. I go from project to project. Being retired helps a lot. Being retired helps a lot. I have to say. I mean, I'm not retired. And I mean, I guess I'm working part-time because stupid, body and crap. But having the time to do it definitely helps. I keep busy watching Dancing with the Stars. She loves Dancing with the Stars while she stitches. That's the thing. You could watch your favorite thing every night. Currently, I am stitching to take my mind off my mother's nonsensical rambling. She's with her 24/7. 25/7. I completely agree with that. I tried to set realistic goals for myself and try to stitch at least 30 minutes a night. It's a very, very doable goal. You'll be amazed at how fast 30 minutes actually goes. And once you pick up your stitching, picking up your stitching is like the hardest part of stitching. The stitching part is great. You just go. And then you're like, oh crap, it's 10 o'clock. But I don't know why, but the picking up the stitching. I'm retired and I don't get any more time for stitching. Busier than there was before working. You know, I have heard that so much. I have heard that. I don't know how I fit in working. I'm so busy doing all this other stuff. My prime stitching time is 7 to 9 at night. And whatever football is on. I love to stitch to football. You know, that's mine too, is in the evening. You know, after dinner. And then, yeah, from 7 to 9, 7 to 10, whatever. Whenever it is you go to bed. Most of my stitching is given as gifts to close family and friends for special occasions. I have always stitched for my 4 daughters a Christmas ornament, and I'm continuing that on with my grandkids. And so she has 4 grandkids. So she has to stitch 8 ornaments every year. That's a really great goal because, you know, they're going to look forward to it. They're going to be like, hello, where's mine? And I've totally gone over time, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The first year my daughter was married, I didn't give her pajamas for Christmas. I got yelled at. Holy crap. She's like, where are my pajamas? I'm like, you're married. I didn't think I needed to do that anymore. Yeah, I got yelled at. So if you do the whole Christmas ornament thing, you'll need to keep it up because you'll get yelled at. If I stitch after 9, more often than not, it has to come out the next day. It's true. Do not stitch when you're tired because you will make mistakes and then you'll just end up frogging it out, and that's not good. The challenges keep me motivated, and when I'm close to finishing, yes, I love finishing. I love finishing. I've told you my evolution of a project where you go to the store and you look around and you look around and look around and you have your patterns. Which one do I want? Which one do I? Oh, I'm going to pick this one. Then you go home and you stare at it. You stare at it and you're like, oh, this is so pretty. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. And you go and get all the supplies and you get organized because I love organizing all the supplies. It's my favorite thing. Picking out the fabric, getting all the floss for your floss box, getting a copy of it made. I love it. It's my favorite. And then you put it on your frame and you stitch, and then you get bored. So you take it off and do something else. And then you put it back on. And then you're like, whoa, I was farther along than I thought I was. This is exciting. I'm almost done. Then you hurry and hurry and hurry, and then you stitch it. And you're finished, and you're so excited, and you hang it on the wall and stare at it. And then you go get it framed, and then you put it on the wall again and stare at it. It's the evolution of stitching. We stare at it. Let's see. I just love to stitch. I can stitch for hours at the exclusion of everything else in my life that needs to get done. I love that. I'm just coming out of a 6-month slump where I stitched very little. I usually stitch for a couple hours each evening when I get home. Stitching every day and posting every day helped me get back on track. Let's see. We decided that a combination of challenges along with our challenge has helped keep us and our ADH brains following the dopamine on this cross stitch train. I love that. I love that. I love that. I don't know how to explain that. It's just something I've always needed to do. Create, use my imagination. It calms and centers me, but also excites me. Yes, 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 yes. I love cross stitching, especially smaller items like ornaments. My favorites are kits from Mill Hill with the beading. Oh, I love the beading. I love the beading. I love the beading. Retirement helps. Used to embroider for families, but when one ended up at the bottom of a closet, I didn't want to stitch for them again. Started cross stitch after that until my eyesight caught up with age. Okay, so I have definitely found that readers are a must. And not only that, I have my magnifier up. We have this one magnifier that will clip right onto my readers. Love that. I mean, obviously, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I didn't need that. But it's definitely important now. Or, you know, and the light writing. The right lighting is extremely important, whether it's just a simple mighty bright light or a big light, a big light. The right light and the right magnification is definitely important because you don't want to be uncomfortable while you stitch. You want to be, you want the process to be flawless, and so you don't want to have to work at it. So making sure you have all those things that you need are very important. I lost my desire to stitch in June. I've been doing other crafts. This weekend is a Stitch Launch Challenge and a cross stitch finish line group. First time in months that I'm excited to participate. Yay! Yes. Other cross stitch groups are amazing resource. There's the 24-hour cross stitch group. Obviously, there's this cross stitch finish line group. So any other groups that you know can join that are encouraging and motivating you to keep stitching is the exact thing you need to do. I'm going back to my routine for stitching for an hour with my morning coffee. That's perfect. It keeps my hands busy so I'm not eating. Oh, that's good. Then with all the stuff going on in healthcare, with things changing, what seems minute to minute at times, I need to unwind. Yes, absolutely. The challenge and the dare motivates me. I don't know why, but they make me want to stitch daily. It's kind of like to prove a point, you know, almost like, yeah, I can do it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Why is it that when somebody dares you to do something or challenges you to do something, you're like, I can do it. I can do it. I don't know why. Challenges. I'm seriously that wee squirrel. Blink, blink, shiny, shiny things. And off in another direction. I'm in a lot of Zoom groups, and just stitching with others gets me motivated. That's great. Yes, last week I was told that there is a 24-hour Zoom that you can connect with, and you can just sit and chat with people all over the world that are sitting there stitching at the same time you are on Zoom. I'm gonna have to find out what the actual name of it is because I don't recall what it was from last week, but that's like brilliant. That's like brilliant, especially since we can't have, I mean, like, since I don't have the ability to do a in-person group anymore, and there are a lot of people that are, you know, out in the country or whatever, or, you know, in their area there's not a lot of stitchers, so you're kind of solitary in your stitching. But if you could get on a Zoom group, that'd be so much fun. I think that'd be fun. Anyway, okay, so 300 and what did I say? 384 people that have signed up for Witchy Stitchy. Super easy to go sign up. If you haven't done so, you need to do so now. We're going to get our motivation just revved all up, and we're going to keep stitching throughout the rest of the year. And I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I will be going live on Thursday. No headaches, no more headaches. They're going to be done for the rest of the month, the year. Yeah, we're just going to say no more headaches. And I have no idea what we're going to talk about. So if you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about on Friday, or if you want me to demo anything, drop me a line and let me know. Oh, I did make a post on our group because I want to see what you are going to be starting on Friday. I want to see what project you're going to be working on through the Witchy Stitchy. So go find that post and post a picture of either your work in progress or the picture of the pattern. that you're going to be working on, because I want to see what y'all are going to be working on come Friday. So I will see you all on Thursday, and I hope you keep stitching and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.